So I've changed my mind. We're at Oshkosh. I'm attending the Airshow because apparently that's going on right now. I'm actually just gonna pop to the museum just to see what's happening. I don't think I'll catch any events, but yeah, I'm just gonna park here and hope they don't tow me because I don't see any place to buy like a parking pass. So no, the sign also says free parking. So. Yeah, the folks charging money to park here may also just be... I don't know. Let's, I'll see you inside the museum, maybe. Well, we're not in the real museum yet, so they can't take my camera. I believe this is an original filming model of this, this thing. I think it's called the Century Eagle. Yeah. Alright, so inside the museum I found the first thing I'd like to nitpick, which is, to be serious now, they've somehow failed to include the water recapture cells, which would be just after the nacelles. Yeah. They've also, for some reason, chosen not to have like the Acron or the mekong. Yeah. Just, perhaps happens like a good second or third choice, but yeah. Although this is kind of neat. You actually didn't notice this first. This is, shoot, I've forgotten his name, Langley, I think it was. This was a original, I think it's an original Langley prototype for a fixed-wing aircraft. That's a little teeny tiny steam engine. This thing was launched by a catapult over the Potomac. More glided than flew, but it was a competitor with the Wright Flyer, which you can see right down there. Pretty neat that they have that. Yeah. They also have a blero over there. Yeah. Well, yeah, this place is actually pretty neat, I have to say. I think that's actually the original blero that flew the channel. Let's see. Replica. Yeah. Boy, I'm glad I stopped in here. Now here is something cool. That is the actual Spaceship 1 that made it to the edge of space back in 2000 and what's it? Pretty neat to see. Oh. Boy, and how'd that be to get around? A little... Yeah, I could carry like a camera, maybe like a spare pair of pants, but on the other hand, I suppose I'd be able to jet right back across the state to change my clothes and go to bed every night, so yeah. And look at this. This is a whole bunch of stuff from back when the Republic was fighting with the Republic of China during World War II. Well, that's neat. Oh, and look at that. This is a model, let's see, that's a 13mm cannon, small tail. What? It's C or D? No. Oh, it's a Model G. Yeah. Spanish, but they've painted it like a German aircraft because I suppose that's what's more interesting, but it's rare to see these at all. Most of them are scrapped or shot down. Well, here's the Acron, and they've actually put the water recapture cells on there. But yeah, it's kind of like tucked away in a corner. Yeah. Well, I guess Zeppelins aren't cool anymore, so I shouldn't be surprised. So this stuff is neat, though. Yeah. Here's another reminder of the Navy Zeppelins. This one is from the Mekong. Let me put that on there for scale. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely nuts. Boy, it'd be great to see one of those things in person. Look at this, we have some wacky German nonsense. I think that's the HE-177, that's, yeah. Bonus points to anyone in the comments who can tell me what those two things are. I think that one, old flying Nazi Dorito, was supposed to be powered by coal dust, but that's about all I know about that one. Well, this is cool. This is an actual flying car. Yeah, sort of. It's like a, I think, shoot, is this an Avro? Oh, no, it's, yeah, it's called a Taylor Air car, yeah. So this is kind of neat. Totally impractical, though. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what's that? Oh. That's neat. Yeah. Boy, that actually looks more primitive than like the Blero 1 over there, but yeah. Alright, now this is cool. Look at this. Most people are probably not going to think that's cool, but yeah, I think it's cool. Yeah, I gotta tell you, I love float planes. Let's see, I think they have, oh hey, oh I recognize that, oh, well I recognize that. It's probably not the original, but, yeah. Boy, you never realize how big these things are from the pictures, but, oh, this is a replica of Paris made out of Legos. Huh. Yeah.
The route selected by Lindbergh is called the Great Arc, as he chose to follow the curvature of the earth while there's much campus also. Like most
yeah, this was a pretty good stop. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's an aircraft Vickers. Oh. Boy, that's neat. It's like a really old-fashioned bush plane. Oh, yeah. You know, I actually think that's probably still better than most modern airliner seats, but yeah. Well, take a look at the gun sight on that thing. Yeah. Yeah, well. Oh, hey. Huh. So it's a little Amazon expedition type thing. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. This was one of the first commercially available amphibians. See the wheel folded up there. This is like, I don't know, it's kind of like a, shoot, the name is escaping me right now, but it's like those World War II flying boats, but actually a little bit more practical, because even though you can't mount more modern engines, the cockpit is like all level, it's smaller, it's lighter. Yeah, lower takeoff speed, but yeah. Boy. Yeah. Pioneering air flight in the 1930s. That must have been incredibly fun. Milwaukee to Cuba to Haiti to the Dominican Republic to the Virgin Islands to Antigua to St. Lucia to Trinidad to British Guiana, Brazil, Kimochin, Fortaleza. And this is the map they were working with. It's pretty much spot on, but look at the lack of detail anywhere off of the coasts. But you can actually like see that these were just like speculatively drawn on there with like a ballpoint pen. Yeah. Yeah. Wright Flyer, can't leave without mentioning this. In retrospect, I don't know, I was actually going to say something very stupid there. I was going to say a bit larger than necessary, but yeah, that's the engine they were working with there. So I guess all that wing area was actually absolutely necessary. Yeah. Now, oh, that's a cool thing. Oh. So I somehow missed a pair of old air racers. It's unfortunate that they don't have any of the GBs in here, but this is like a immediate predecessor of the GBs. Yeah, forward visibility, as you can see, not great, but yeah, that's why they had the cutouts there so you could stick your head out. And anyway, these things were doing pylon racing, so they were, it was basically aerial NASCAR, just single broad left-hand turn. Yeah. And here's the replacement for that. Look at those tiny-ass wheels, so they didn't add drag. Still an absolutely monstrously thick wing. Yeah. Well, I suppose that's because it is cloth. Yeah. Ah. There's like a little mini model of GB, but That thing looks neat. Yeah. Yeah, there's another air racer, but that's after these stop being fun to look at. Here is a Bugatti. Actually kind of looks like one of his cars a little bit, but yeah. It's kind of hard for me to see from here, but I think this is a reverse. Yeah, it's a reverse sweep wing, almost. Yeah. What an interesting tail arrangement. Boy, it makes those other air racers we just looked at look a little bit stupid. Like it has retractable landing gear and everything. And this is an authentic 1980s display. So we got the whole 80s aesthetic going on, the little information panels. And this is almost as cool. This is a replica of the first aircraft to fly non-stop around the world without refueling. 2 people lived in this thing for 6 days. How the hell they even switched out who was flying and who was resting? But yeah. Boy. Yeah, well. That's the last part of the museum, then I think I'll get back on the highway. So this one's neat. This is a pre-Mustang Mustang. This is a prototype model. Only one left. Oh, it's an old World War I French thing. Can't quite remember what it's called. I think that's an actual Zero. Yeah. I always thought Zeros were some of the best looking aircraft of World War II. Yeah, I think that is in fact an original. Yeah. Absolutely tiny aircraft. You know, this one the pictures don't do justice the other way around. That thing is like absolutely minuscule. It's the size of some of the ultralight aircraft in the other room. Yeah. Oh. Looks like this place is getting moved around. I wonder if they're preparing to bring anything in. Yeah, and there's a nuke. That is one of the best fighter aircraft that the U.S. Navy ever had. You could park 2 of those things in this thing's wingspan here. Yeah, no, it's truly ginormous. God, the propeller boss is bigger than my head. Yeah. And check out all those hydraulics. Yeah, these things served all the way through Korea. In Korea, they were actually still some of the best aircraft available to the Navy, though they mostly did ground attack by the 1950s. And there's a quote-unquote human for scale. Wonder if I could trade sunglasses with them without anyone noticing. No, not quite. Yeah. Now here we have a collection of some of the creepier mannequins I've seen in the museum. Yeah, one of them's gonna like suddenly snap their head towards me. You're gonna hear like a horror movie sting, like "Ding." Maybe not. I don't know why they even built this area if it's closed off, but yeah. So they have like a B or a C model Huey over here, but like every other museum, they've just completely forgotten about the OH-6. This one's fitted out as a gunship. Has beer though for some reason. Original miniguns. And little gimbling mounts, he could aim them up or down. Then, now I wish what they had done here was, instead of putting in the late model gun mounts, I wish they had like one side configured as a mid to late war gunship with all this purpose-built stuff. The other side configured as like an early war gunship, because what these guys used to have to do is they'd get a bungee cord and they'd just hook one side of it onto one of these little thingy bobbers over top of the door, and they'd just wrap the other end around the front of the barrel here, just in front of the spider sight. Then they'd just kind of, you know, bounce this thing up and down and try and, yeah. Kind of neat to see that. Great visibility out of these aircraft.
Wait, why are there soda cans?
That's soda.
These look like these are actual M60s. If I can find a... Forgotten where the release is. Well, I can't operate that one-handed, so we'll never know if that's still got all the little bits inside of it or not. I wonder if this has the turbine still in the back. Ah, that looks to be a no. Which is a shame. Lithium. Is this an Arvin helicopter? Let's see if it says. No. This one is. Oh, shoot. Ed, no. Maybe. Yeah. You know, it's incredible how much of a leap these things represented. My granddad was in the U.S. Army back in the 1950s. When he was still in the infantry, before he went to the little tactical nuke thing, he helped the Army develop its airborne, or its air assault, rather, doctrine. And what he did is, his infantry company got bussed out to Treasure Island in the San Francisco Bay. They'd board those giant piston engine Navy helicopters for easily like twice the size of, actually easily twice the size of this thing, with like a huge radial engine just in the front, like a radial engine probably 1.5 to 2 times as big as that one, just replacing the whole front end of the aircraft. You have the pilot sitting way up there, and that thing could carry like 3 guys in the back, 4 if it was a cold day and there was no wind, and no defensive armament. Like, it had one side door. You could maybe put a machine gun there, but then you couldn't carry anyone else in the cockpit or cabin. And what they do to develop this doctrine was, at this time, Alcatraz Island was still just an abandoned prison, so these Navy helicopters would fly over to Alcatraz. They'd stop on the roof of the prison. The infantry would get out, and then they'd clear through the building with, training grenades and blanks to develop air assault doctrine. When this thing showed up, even on a hot day in San Francisco, you could get 2 pilots in here. You could fit 5 dudes in that back seat, which meant you could just put an entire infantry squad on the roof of the building with one of these, and they could clear through that building on their own instead of having 3 or 4 Navy helicopters, show up to the building like one at a time in a row to insert infantry. This thing was a massive leap forward, and this was obsolete within a few years of being introduced because, get that cobweb, because for one, it was actually a little bit underpowered in the, horribly hot mountainous area that was Vietnam, but also because a few years later they came out with the D and H models, which stretched this fuselage out, so it was no longer just this little tadpole shape. Cockpit was made about twice as long. Engine was made a little bit more powerful, bigger air intakes. I think they got a new gearbox in there. They may not have. Before, these things were designed to ferry a single fire team into an area and just have like 2 of these operating in tandem or whatever. You had formation of D and H models just showing up to wherever you needed infantry. They'd drop off a whole infantry platoon in one go. It turns out that actually works much better up to a point, but it's amazing how fast these things advanced. Anyway, I'm just rambling nonsense at this point. There's really nothing else in here. Yeah, except for the engines. Oh. Ooh, boy. Is that off of B-29? Let's see. Yeah, Right Cyclone 18. Off of a B-29 Super Fortress. Huge engine. Absolutely massive. If you get much bigger than this, then these engines are going to start to just eat spark plugs, but yeah. Oh, and here's an old Snap-on tool crate. I hate to be like this, but the exit is right there, and they have left the wheels on here. I could just, steal this minty fresh 1940s Snap-on tool case. No one would ever know. Unfortunately, I am parked extremely far away. Someone would probably notice on the way to the truck. Oh, and a Wasp. This was one of the legendary engines of the war. This was a Navy engine, I think. Yeah. Yeah, and this is the engine that was on that Corsair you just saw. Boy. Oh, man, look at that. Oh, and this is an early jet engine. This is, shoot. This is a, I don't know. And you can tell it's early anyway because of the geometry on these. and plus the... Oh. Okay, well now that's everything. Oh. So... Oh, well... No, I guess that is, yeah, I guess that's everything. Alright, well... I guess that's the indoor portion of Oshkosh. I'm not going to be sticking around long enough to enjoy the outside show, so since it's now almost 11, I think I'm going to go ahead and just get out of here. I still have a fair amount of driving to do, so yeah. Actually, I did forget a few things. First off, here's Willow Run. This is the Ford plant where they manufactured Liberators. This is a cutaway. This entire thing would be under a roof. It is just absurd, the scale of this building. Like, huge, huge, huge building. Yeah. Like, those are whole-ass freight trains. And that is actually to scale. Yeah. The most interesting thing about the Willow Run plant, see, it's not actually supposed to have this bend right here. This bend is because Henry Ford was a proud Democrat. He didn't want to pay taxes to the county right there. So, for the last bit of the building, or I suppose sort of the first part of the building, rather than having it start here and just in there in a straight line, he was so incredibly petty that he had his building take a 90-degree corner so that he could avoid paying taxes to the wrong political party. So all of his aircraft had to make a 90-degree turn on cranes from the roof before they headed up that way. And all along the way, they'd have components, you know, put onto them, going up and up and up and up and up until you got to the finished product. And here, this other 90-degree turn was actually necessary so that they could have those other doors to take defects out, or to, I don't know, put other new parts in before you went right onto the runway to make the acceptance flight on the way to their first units. And then the other thing I forgot, okay, model airplanes, the other thing I forgot, oh, hey, natters, cool. Yeah, the other thing I forgot were these old pieces of war propaganda up on this wall. Probably not politically correct these days, but you can hear the transatlantic accent in some of this stuff. This one's just an ad for Studebaker engines. Let's see if I can get that to focus up for anyone who wants to pause the video and read it. Yeah, this one is the best. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Oh, and I really love this one. Yeah, these things were really amazing aircraft. Oh, this one's just some faff about being modern and stuff, but that's the late 1930s and early 1940s thought that a future airliner would look like. Here, yeah, and now that's it. So, back out of here. So there are 3 HH-13s in the air right now, or you know, you could also phrase that as 3 ABBA cover bands, maybe. No, that's doesn't even qualify as a joke. Yeah. Sadly, I got here on like an off day. I don't know if the festival has just started or just ended, but yeah, there's not really anything going on. Yeah, it's just, well, I really don't have the time to hang out here. I only have about 8 hours to do, 8 hours to drive until it's sundown. So, I should probably be on my way. Always love those H-13s or Sues or whatever you want to call them. I think they look neat. I've actually managed to just barely miss an F-18 flyby, but or maybe those are F-15s, but yeah. Well, I did miss something, so. Yeah. It doesn't look like I've been towed, so yeah, that's good. Yeah, right over here, sort of between Dean and Steve Avenue. Yeah. Big Al Street is down there, but it's not really relevant. I just wanted to point out that they need better names for these streets. I think they're named after donators. They need people with better names to donate to the Oshkosh Airshow. Nope. Yeah, F-15. Yeah, I can't see through the sun because my eyes are tired and fucked, so not gonna get good footage of anything in the air, but yeah. Alright, well, this is me, so off I go.